Hey, what's up? My name is Jeanette, also known as Ms.FitVegan, and today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2023. Today, I want to talk about what healed my food addiction. There are two major things. Now, one of them is very difficult, and one of them is very, very easy. It's very easy to follow. So I'm going to talk about the easy one. All right. The two things are I learned how to love myself. That's the difficult one. And the second thing is I learned about mono meals. Mono meals. So let's just talk about this real quick because when I discovered mono meals, my entire life changed because I never knew if you have a food addiction or you've been emotionally eating, which I was doing from the age of 13 to the age of 26. I was binging on anything and everything that had sugar in it, oil, salt, processed foods, cookies, cakes, candies, Snickers, Twizzlers, everything. Sizzler. Does anybody remember Sizzlers? I was a weird kid. I didn't eat much. I liked what I liked. And so when I went to Sizzler, we used to go to Sizzler after church every single Sunday. And I used to just get a giant plate of shrimp. I loved shrimp. That's all I ate. I know. And then I would go back for seconds and thirds, and then I would have ice cream for dessert at Sizzler. Giant plate of shrimp. Anyway, I try to block that out of my memory, but maybe that's why I have teeth problems now. But anyway, okay, so back to the subject at hand. Sorry, guys. I had a flashback. So, because I haven't always been vegan, okay? I went vegan 12 years ago, vegetarian 13 years ago. And finding out about mono meals is what really helped me understand when I was full. If you are not taking advantage of mono meals, you are missing out. If you're a food addict, you need to know about mono meals because, well, first of all, every single animal in nature eats mono meals. You won't see a rabbit gathering up carrots and celery and spinach and making a dressing. No, rabbits eat carrots until they're full. Rabbits eat celery until they're full. What else do rabbits eat? I don't know. Greens, grass, whatever it is. All animals in nature eat one type of food until they are full because it's so hard to know, especially if you have a food addiction. It's really hard to know when you're full because the food tastes really good from the beginning to the end. But when you eat mono meals, one type of fruit, so maybe it's watermelon, maybe it's bananas, maybe it's oranges, maybe it's apples, maybe it's grapes, maybe it's banana ice cream, whatever it is. If you eat one type, and banana ice cream meaning just bananas in the blender. Maybe you want to put in some hemp seeds or some other fruit or whatever, but that's a mono meal basically, especially if you just do bananas. What happens is you finally, for the first time in your life, you will know when you are full and you will feel satisfied and you will eat until you can't eat anymore because you are not hungry anymore. See, with cooked food, which is the number one addiction in the world, okay, with cooked food and with processed foods, it's very hard for us to stop because it still tastes good because of the chemicals, because of the salt, because of the sugar, because of the oil. It's going to taste good even though we're full. But with fruit and vegetables, okay, and I don't really recommend vegetables as a mono meal because they don't have a lot of calories in them, but fruit has a good amount of calories so that you can get your fuel source, you can feel energetic, you can get all the vitamins and minerals you need, and you can become satisfied, okay? Like no matter how much lettuce you eat, after an hour later, you'll be hungry again because there's no calories in that. But if I eat like 10 oranges, I'm going to be satisfied for a few hours. And I'm not going to be sick because I've eaten until I'm full. But with cooked food, I used to always eat until it was done. It didn't matter. I never was full. I never knew what it was like to feel full. Like physically, yes, but not full satiatedly. That's not a word. I never was satisfied. I was never satiated. Until I discovered mono meals. Melons, great mono meals. They're cheap, they're really good, and you just slice them in half and there you go, there's your meal. Melons, honeydew, cantaloupe, watermelon, these are great mono meals. Bananas, great mono meals. Obviously, if you can get mame sapote or jackfruit or durian, these are great mono meals. Soursop is a great mono meal. Grapes, great mono meal. Apples, any fruit. The only fruits I don't recommend for mono meals are those with very, very little calories, okay? Or those that are very cleansing. So there's two that come to mind, okay? Yellow dragon fruit, not a good mono meal, okay? If you know, you know. And the other thing that I don't recommend is like kiwis. Like, it's going to be really hard to get enough calories from kiwis. Like, you're literally going to have to find like 30 ripe kiwis to get a good mono meal size. So you want to always have your mono meals to be approximately 500 calories or more. Okay, so 500 calories or more. Oranges have about 80 calories each, so about 5 or 6 or 7 oranges is 500 calories. Now, calories matter and they don't matter. Calories matter if you eat too many. If you eat too much calories, you're going to gain weight. If calories matter if you eat too little, because if you eat too little, you're going to be hungry. How do you know if you're eating too much or too little? Okay, well, if you're hungry at the end of the day, you're eating too little. Okay? If you're gaining weight, you're eating too many. It's that simple. It's that simple. You're also eating too many calories if at the end of the day you are so bloated, it's so uncomfortable. That's too many calories. That's too much. You're eating too much. You'll know when you start doing mono meals. You'll start to know what it feels like to be satisfied but not stuffed. You're going to feel satisfied but not bloated. And this was the first time in my entire life where I learned how to satisfy myself with food because I started eating my species-specific food. Well, it's funny. I actually just ate. Why don't I have a plate? I don't know. But I just ate. Don't ask. Please don't ask. I just ate a bunch of bananas while I was filming, like between takes. So I ate about 6 bananas, and I'm in the middle of my last one. 6 mini bananas. And I stopped eating because I'm full. I'm full. I just took another bite because it's in my hand. But I'm full. And you see, I have a half a banana left, and I know that I'm not hungry anymore. Okay? But see, that bite didn't even taste good. The bananas are delicious. These little bananas are delicious, but I'm full. So I don't want any more. And so that bite was just like, all right. See, it's not exciting anymore. And so that's what happens with mono meals. You eat until you're satisfied, and then it still tastes good, but you don't want it anymore. It's a miracle. It's a miracle for food addicts. So please do me a favor. Check out mono meals, okay? Mono meals. And listen, I have a lot more resources below. If you want to click the link, I have meal plan guides. I have a course on how to be a healthy raw vegan. You don't need to take those. What you need to do is you need to learn how to eat mono meals. This is like the biggest thing that I have learned. And yeah, okay, my courses and my books will help you. Of course, there's like hundreds of more tips and tricks. But you don't need to buy those things, but you do need to learn the tips and tricks on how to be healthy. So watch lots of my videos, watch everyone's videos, all your favorite YouTubers and all your favorite plant-based doctors. The problem with the plant-based doctors, though, is that it's hard to find one that is raw, except Doug Graham. It's really hard to find a plant-based raw vegan doctor. And I know there's Dr. Aureli, who I'm going to be interviewing on Sunday, actually, so I'm really excited about that. But you know, a lot of these plant-based doctors, they're just like missing the mark on this whole concept of mono meals and also enzymes, live enzymes. And you know, the plant-based doctors, what they don't understand is that a lot of us are suffering from food addiction. And so I didn't really start to change until I learned about mono meals because I just could not satisfy myself. I thought I had a problem with like the ghrelin, leptin receptacles or whatever. I thought there's something wrong with me. I thought there was something wrong with me. It turns out, no, I was eating the wrong food. I was not eating my species-specific diet. Fruit and vegetables, my boo. Grains. Sure, you want to survive, survival food, but see, I'm not here to survive. I've survived in the past. I want to thrive. I want to have beautiful, clear skin. I want to have a body that I love. I want to have amazing energy. And it's like, why in the world would I eat grains? or anything that can sit on a shelf for 5, 10, 15 years. That's not alive. That's not vibrant. That's not beautiful and colorful and full of life force. So that's all I got for today. But I just wanted to tell you those two things. The one thing is the hardest thing, which is how to learn how to love yourself again, how to know you're worthy and deserving of a healthy body, of a healthy life, of releasing your addiction, how to trust yourself again, how to love yourself again. That's what we're working on in my course right now with beautiful women. I'm working with 10 beautiful, amazing women, and I'm just so grateful that I get to do this. And I get to share what I've learned. And the other thing is mono meals. And, there's a lot more tips and tricks, of course, that I'm teaching them and that you can learn how to go raw. But the mono meals changed the game for me. And so I encourage you to start experimenting and eat one thing. You eat one type of fruit. The issue is that you got to make sure you have enough ripe fruits. That's why things like melons or pineapples are so good, because you can have one thing and it will be enough to satisfy you. Like a whole pineapple is a meal. A whole melon is a meal for me, or half a watermelon, right? Bananas are easy to ripen because they're cheap and you can buy a lot of them. But there's a lot of other things that are kind of difficult sometimes, like figs or like kiwis or like star fruit. I've never had a mono meal of star fruit. Those are things that I have for snacks or like toppings on smoothie bowls. But like my main staple mono meals are melons, grapes, bananas, mamey sapote, oranges. Those are it. Those are the staples. Sometimes pineapples, but pineapples are not very easy to find, especially ripe ones. I mean, you can find pineapples, but good luck finding a ripe one. So berries. No, I don't make mono meals of berries because I'm not a millionaire yet. And plus they're very low calorie anyway. So even when I'm a millionaire, my mono meals are going to be exactly the same. Plus lots of soursop. I'm going to have some, of course, durian mono meals, lots more durian mono meals. And I'm going to have mangosteen mono meals, and I'm going to have, sapodilla mono meals, which, is hard to get enough ripe sapodilla. But soursop, a big old soursop, that's a mono meal. Oof. If I was on death row here's a good question for the comment section. I don't know why I'm asking this, but if you're on death row, this is your last meal, okay? Your last meal. What would you ask for? Mine is definitely a toss-up between soursop. I'd want a giant soursop or a Musan King Premium Durian. One of those. I know, I'm thinking like mangoes. Should I go for mangoes? I love soursop. When it's good, it's good. If you've never had soursop, it tastes like a green Jolly Rancher. But the ones I've had have been super sweet. I've had sweet soursops. Oh, I also love sugar apples, but too many seeds. Okay, so that's my death row request. Thank you very much. Would they do that? Because I think from like the movies and stuff, it looks like you can get whatever you want. So like, would they literally fly in a fresh Musan King durian if that's what I requested as my last meal? I'm just curious. Does anybody know? Does anybody work in the prison system? Just curious. This video took a turn. I thank you guys so much. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Do yourself a favor. Get some mono meals going for you. See how you feel. Let me know. I love you guys. Bye.